Hello everyone, welcome to Work with Soul. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the 5-day online workshop where we are focusing on finding the work that lights up your soul. My name is Kelly.
And I'm Rebecca. And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about the 6 human needs. We're going to let you know what those are, and then we're going to zero in on the 2 spiritual needs. When you focus on these, that's when your soul starts to light up in your work.
So starting off with the 6 human needs, they are certainty, uncertainty, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. And these aren't things that Rebecca and I made up. There's a lot of psychologists and other coaches who use these modalities, so we want to be really clear with that up front. However, we've both found that they've been helpful both in our personal lives and in coaching other clients. So looking at the first 2, certainty and uncertainty, they kind of go together, but they're obviously on opposite ends of the spectrum. Certainty is really knowing that our basic needs will be met. It's a place that we find a lot of control. So if you're someone that has a little bit of a control freak on the inside, you're probably really latching on to this idea of certainty and knowing what's going to happen next. It's also a place that we feel really safe. So finding that stability and comfort and knowing exactly the next road or the next step on the path.
Absolutely.
Then there's uncertainty, which is kind of the opposite. You want a lot of excitement, a lot of variety, and everyone usually wants a balance of the 2 of these things, but some of us kind of tend towards this end of the spectrum, where we're a little bit more of adrenaline junkies, we're addicted to change, we're really excited when we don't know what's going to happen.
So with uncertainty and certainty as the first 2, we flow naturally into the next one, which is significance. And the need for significance is really the need to know that you matter and that your work matters. It's often attached to looking good on the outside and getting validation and recognition and acknowledgement that what you're doing is great. So this is where a lot of our perfectionist and overachieving tendencies are born from this need of always wanting to one-up ourselves and go kind of like bigger and better with it. So if you ever hear someone saying like they want to be famous or they want to be known for something big, they're often being driven by the need for significance. The next need is love and connection. And this is where we really start to have a need to connect deeper into ourselves, into some sort of higher power or with some sort of higher power, and then also with the people around us. So in your work, this looks like needing to have great relationships with your coworkers, with your boss. It's really being able to link up with people who know you and get you for who you are.
Then we get to growth, which is the constant evolution and expansion into your own greatness. How big can you get? How much can you grow? I mean, when you think about when you're younger, how you're just excited every day to wake up because you know you're going to learn something new, you're going to do something new. You start charting how tall you're getting on the wall. Like all that stuff is part of growth, and that doesn't end when you're young. You still want to grow when you're older. It's a need that we have and that we need to fulfill. And lastly, Rebecca?
The last need is the need to contribute. And this means we have a deeper desire and pull towards helping, serving, contributing, and making the world a better place. This is the need that really pulls us to look beyond just ourselves. So it's not just growing for us, it's growing so that we can support other people and create positive changes in the world. So with all of these needs, again to recap, there's certainty, uncertainty, significance, love and connection, growth, and contribution. You can think of these as sort of the invisible drivers of your life. So we want you to look at and see what's driving you. And we're going to really now zero in on growth and contribution because we know a lot of you guys, and we've done interviews and research on what we will call this community and tribe. And we know we've got a lot of lovers in the room. We've got a lot of game changers in the room. So with you guys, with anyone who's on a spiritual path, growth and contribution are going to be the two needs that when you meet those, that's when your soul lights up. That's when you start to find that place in your work where you're really making an impact and a difference by being all of who you are and continually expanding into that.
And I think finding that steady ground in your career with growth and contribution can sometimes be difficult, because at different stages in your career, you're going to grow in different ways and you're going to contribute in different ways. So, for example, when you first start a job, you're growing so much that sometimes it feels like it hurts, because you're just like, I needed this, but I didn't need that much of this. You're just growing, but you might not be contributing yet, right? In that first couple months of a job, you might be sitting there like, when can I start? When can I start showing my impact? When can I start showing how great I am? And then a year down the road, it might feel like the opposite way. You're contributing a lot, but you don't feel like you're growing. You feel kind of stagnant and stuck. And so a lot of what we're doing and a lot of what we want to coach you around is how do you find the balance in those things and make sure that you're continually growing and continually contributing at a pace that's going to be sustainable, but at the same time is super life-giving, and you're able to give yourself to the world at the same time.
Absolutely. So if you've been feeling on some level you're not fully fulfilled in your work, there's probably one of those needs, either growth or contribution, that's a little bit out of balance. And when you can meet that need, things will start to shift and change for you. So if you've been feeling like you're a little bit stuck, or you're stagnant, or you're not being challenged in the way that you used to, that means your need for growth is no longer being met. And the longer you stay somewhere where you don't have an outlet for growth and you're not moving up or out or expanding, that's when that soul light starts to dim down. On the flip side, with contribution, if you're feeling like you're doing a lot and you're growing and you're moving up in your company, or your business is growing and making more money, but your work doesn't really feel like it matters. It doesn't really feel like there's a whole lot of meaning behind what you do, and you sometimes wish the feeling that you got when maybe you volunteer at a charity or you donate your time, if you wish you had more of that feeling in your work, that means your need for contribution isn't being met in a new way that's going to allow your soul to shine a little brighter.
And you're made to shine bright. Like, that's something when I remember there was a moment where I was working with Rebecca around this specific topic, and I had been in some meetings and some it was in a role that I wasn't quite sure. I felt really confused around. And she specifically said, well, how are you contributing and how is your light showing up in this space? And I remember feeling like it wasn't. Like, I was in a space where I didn't feel like I could contribute my full self. Even if I brought my full self to the table, it wasn't happening. There's other times where, for example, maybe I'm in a space where I can contribute and I'm holding myself back and I'm not able to give what I need to give in order to contribute so fully. And so there's kind of this both sides of the coin of you need to be able to give yourself into growth and contribution and put your energy towards that. And then at the same time be receiving in an environment that's going to say, yeah, we want you to grow and we want you to contribute and go do you and be you and all of that great stuff.
Yes, absolutely, Kellye. And if you watched the video, my interview about alignment and energy, we're really trying to find alignment. So you want to start to look for, as a spiritual person, you want to start to look for jobs and careers and create businesses with growth and contribution as your main drivers. Because when you do, that is going to be when you're most energized. That is going to be when you're the most fulfilled. So as Kellye was saying, there's a responsibility of put yourself in the situations that allow you to grow and allow you to contribute, but you also have to be responsible and bring the energy of growth and contribution to the table. So what you can do, and what we want you to explore a little bit here, is be really honest with yourself and look at what is driving you right now. And these aren't the things that you say are important to you. These are the things that are shown through your actions of where you're spending your time and your energy. So look out in your work, where are you spending your time and your energy, and then be super honest, what need is driving you the most. And no shame, like Kellye and I think both of us had significance as drivers, right?
Yep.
Before we did this work, we were very driven by being this big leader and moving up and being seen and recognized. So if that's you, totally cool. Own it. So we want you to comment below first with what need is driving you. Then you want to pick, what do you want driving you? Do you need more growth right now in your career? And is that what is most important? That's what you need more than anything else? Or do you need to feel like that need for contribution is being met? So from there, tell us in the comments below what needs driving you, what need is going to be driving you moving forward. Make a choice, growth or contribution. If it's growth, we want you to ask yourself when you're at work, how can I learn from this? How can I grow more here? And if the need is contribution that you picked, then ask yourself, how can I help? How can I support someone here? How can I serve? And you're going to start to feel those needs being met.
And I know some of you are feeling like, I am not meant to grow or contribute, or there's something that's sticking on your chest that's just making you feel like you can't do it. But honestly, like, part of the reason we believe in working with soul is because we believe that when you work soulfully, you are absolutely meant to contribute that. Everyone has light, everyone has talents, and we were put here on this earth in order to contribute them and in order to grow them. So we hope that as you take this and as you choose which areas that you want to grow and contribute and which needs that you want to focus on moving forward, that you remember that your light is here, at least in this Facebook group, but we hope it's everywhere, and we know that you have the potential and the possibility to bring it wherever you go, no matter what you end up doing.
Absolutely. One of my favorite quotes is, the universe will support you in your purpose because it made you to fulfill it. So trust that you're being supported, and as you meet these needs more and more support will come to you.
We look forward to hearing from you, and we thank you for your growth and contribution already within this group. More to come.
All right, guys, comment below and we'll chat with you soon.
Bye.
Bye for now.